Hello everyone. Happy Monday. Gosh, I I think I'm a little crazy because I do love Mondays, especially when I have an opportunity to talk to one of our amazing clients who published a couple of cookbooks, and I have them right here. I'm so proud of her. Her name is Alyssa, and she will be joining us shortly. We'll talk about her journey to publishing her books, and she will be sharing some of her favorite recipes in the kitchen when it comes to the holiday season. So yeah, I have two of her amazing books. Look at this. Oh, there she is. Yay.
Hello. Just
Hi,
adjusting the
Alyssa.
camera.
Yay. And you know what? I'm so proud because we always talk about stepping out of your comfort zone, living and creating life of your dreams. And you are definitely stepping out of your comfort zone. One, for publishing your amazing books, and we'll be talking about your books very shortly. But also, this is your first Instagram Live.
This is my first Instagram Live. Yes, guys, because I'm always behind the scenes. I'm never in front of the scenes. So I'm a little nervous, but very excited to share with you.
Nervousness is just exactly, it's excitement that you don't even know because you've never done it before. So I'm so happy and I'm so proud of you, Alyssa.
Thank you, Isabel. Without your inspiration too, honey, you've been such a inspirational angel, I can't tell you. To encourage me to do what I love, to follow my passion, and my biggest joy is to share. So it's the perfect time of the year to share what I love and give everybody hints and tips in the kitchen and try and calm our kitchen chaos.
Yes, amazing. Because I know before, I think when we met, I think was it 2 years ago, I know you were talking about this dream about publishing your book. And now, a couple of years later,
I know, I can't believe it.
I know.
I still can't believe I hold it in my hands, it really is a dream come true. It really is. It was a village to get it done, beautiful people helping me, encourage me, and you one of them so much helping me get it done.
That's it. Get it done, right? How bad you want your dream, and then all those right people show up, right?
What it is, I've had such wonderful support, with so many wonderful people that it never ever would have happened without a village. It does take a village, and you have to learn that to follow a passion. You have to have people that you're surrounded with that support you, that love you, that believe in you. That is so important.
Yes,
really,
to keep you accountable, right?
Keep positivity in the air. Really,
yes.
Surrounding love, and because it's a lot of hard work. But if you don't have that support of your family and friends and colleagues, it's quite difficult. So that is the key. Really, just keep forging ahead. No matter how many steps backwards, you're going to do 20 more steps forward. Really.
Exactly. And this is why we always talk about, how important it is to not just wait for that destination and the goal coming true, but really acknowledging and celebrating those little steps forward, recognizing the progress, right? Because when we celebrate progress, that fuels that momentum. So we continue to move forward and go after our dreams. So Alyssa, as you think about your book publishing journey, what would you say was the biggest challenge, and how did you overcome it?
The biggest challenge, I think, was really, getting it done slowly and just keep going at it, because it is a lot of work. It's a lot of detail. And I think the biggest challenge was just keeping yourself focused, saying, I can do this. Because sometimes you're saying, oh, is it worth it? Oh my gosh, I still have to edit, because it wasn't just getting the photography done and the recipes developed and perfected, but it was also the final stages, which took a few years, is just the editing and, making it perfect. And that's the frustrating part. And then, finding a self-publisher and getting that all done. And because I'm not from that technical era, so I had to learn all the technology of all that. And it was, I was like, can I do this? Can I do this?
Yes, you can.
And my daughters, my family, yeah, mom, you can do this. Actually, my two adult children are the ones that really, really encouraged me from day one. Mom, you need to do this. And I thought I would do it many years ago, but it doesn't matter when you get it done, as long as you get it done.
Exactly. And you're very blessed. You have amazing family and such encouraging family, and your daughters are so sweet.
Yes,
they're your little angels.
I know. They really helped me very, very much. I remember my oldest daughter's typing the first recipe, going, oh my God, how are we ever going to get this finished? And then my little one helped edit it tirelessly. That took over a year just to do the first edits.
Yeah.
It's when you're doing it by yourself, it's a lot, but I decided to do that.
Yeah. And I'm so proud of you, right? This is what it takes to create the life you love, the business you love, right? Those little forward actions we take, and just keeping at it, being committed, right, to taking those inspired steps, even though they are sometimes hard and uncomfortable, like today's live. And look how well you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you. I try to put on a red apron for the holidays and
so
try to surround myself a little bit of food here and all. But the base of the cookbook, to let everybody know, is that, and which I'm going to talk to you guys about, to be helpful for the holidays, is that, I am a food stylist. I'm a commercial professional food stylist. I've been doing it for a long, long time. And as a food stylist, you have to be prepared. You have to make ahead. You have to problem solve. And I love to entertain at my home. I grew up in an Italian American family, and everything was based, every celebration, no matter big or tiny, was based around food around the table. So while I, as a working mom, my whole life, still am, I love to entertain. I love to cook. I've cooked since I've been a little girl, and got my degrees in it, and just enjoy cooking. So I love to entertain. So every time I entertain, I made a menu, and I have over probably about 500 or so menus through my life.
Wow.
Whether it was a kid's birthday, graduation. Actually, my first one here is my engagement party that I had for my in-laws over my parents' house, and that was before computer day. So here it is, all just like handwritten. But and then I save them because it's got a nice memento, and you write down back of the menu who was there. And I had, whether it was just after a dance recital to my daughter's engagement party was at my home, I had a menu. Wow. So I just want to show you, for the holidays, the most important thing, guys, when you want, because of course, we're all busy, we all have a lot of things going on, but you can do it. You can bring your family around your table easily. Don't have to cook from scratch. You can take shortcuts. In the book, I have a lot of shortcuts, a lot of make ahead, freezing. Like, I've already made my chicken stock 2 weeks ago. I have my table set last week. I mean, there's ways to help you take a breath, less stress. And the basic thing to do, guys, I already have my Thanksgiving menu right here, is to write your menu. Write what you're going to do. And then from there, you make your list. How many people, you make your recipe list, your grocery list. You can buy your staples ahead of time. You can buy your staples and canned goods weeks ahead of time. The produce, yes, you have to do it this week. But everything else, you can do ahead of time. And make a little list, too, of prep lists. What can I do ahead of time? Just to not be so overwhelmed. Because I used to get always an overwhelmed feeling, and being a food stylist, I do prep ahead, I do prepare ahead. So in the cookbook, my recipes are not, they're not very difficult. They're simple. They're from appetizers to entrees to desserts. And for example, right now I just took out of the oven this really cute and easy spiced nut.
Wow.
And you know how people are, if you're entertaining or not entertaining. If you're entertaining, it's a nice little little beginning appetizer bite to have, because people are starving when they come in, right? They know
They
you're gonna have
are.
a big
They want a glass of wine and something.
exactly. It's a nice little crunchy, sugared, a spiced pecan with a little bit of heat, and if you use any kind of nut. And I made this morning, but you can make this a week ahead or more.
Yeah.
And if you're going to someone's house, it's a great hostess gift. You can bring it in a cute little jar or a cute little dish that they can keep, and that they always love that.
You know
so
what I've made? And sorry, Alyssa, but we actually, I think it was it last year? We made, as when we were going over to our friend's house, Maya helped me. We made this is in your Taste of the Holidays book.
Yes.
For the red one. We made your peppermint bark, and we broke it to smaller pieces, put it in like this beautiful clear bag with beautiful ribbons and personalized note. And yeah, we were giving these out as hostess gifts. And oh my gosh, everyone was asking, holy smoke.
It's so simple, right?
It's so simple, but so delicious.
So simple. People love it, and it's special because you made it, and people love that. And you can add your own little take to it too. You know, and the recipes are so simple. You don't have to add the certain nut I put in it, or the garnish. You could dress it up any way you like for that occasion.
Yeah.
Because one of my cookbooks is based on 6 menus for celebrations such as birthdays, graduation. We're big Giant fans. We're big football fans. There's a Super Bowl menu. There's an Italian summer dinner menu. But one of my children's birthdays was in the summer, so that menu is really based on barbecue and salads, so things like that. And in the holiday book, it's based on 6 holidays. So I start with New Year's. We go into Easter and spring recipes. Go into Halloween and Thanksgiving, and then Christmas Eve. We always do a traditional Italian Christmas Eve here with the fishes. They call it the 7 fishes, but there's many pasta and antipasta ideas in there that can be for any occasion, and Christmas. So there's a slew of appetizers, and I wanted to show you today. I just made this a few minutes ago, and
Let's see.
For my appetizer, this is the brie in croûte, which is in the brunch menu in my celebrations book. And I have it all ready to go.
Wow.
Thanksgiving. And here I did, just to show you.
That looks gorgeous, by the way.
It is not baked, just to show you guys baked.
What?
It
wow.
We're going to want to see if you guys can see it.
It's gorgeous.
Inside is a brie or a camembert, right? And then what you do, just real quick, you just run your knife around the edge.
Okay.
A little quick tip as a food stylist. Let's see if I can open this.
You have so many tricks.
You use unflavored dental floss.
What?
You see? Yeah. And then take your brie and you just, where you just etched in the knife insertion. It's just so then you just take your dental floss. Yeah. And look at this.
Oh, what?
Super clean, easy, right? And then what you do is you put your favorite jam. In the recipe in the book, I use, I think, raspberry preserves and almonds, but which I did in this one, because and then you just put that in the middle, your almond, your jam and the almonds, and you put this on top. And then you're going to use phyllo dough. Well, you can use puff pastry too, but phyllo dough is very forgiving. Puff pastry, if you don't defrost it right or not really familiar with it, you might not have a good result. Phyllo dough is very forgiving, and it's a Greek pastry dough that is very paper thin. And what you do is you just put, you lay it out on a damp towel like this, just to show you real quick, and then you just brush each layer with butter. That's why it's so tasty. And then you keep wrapping the brie with this butter. Here, I'll show you real quick how I garnish the top. Yeah, you just butter the I'm going to just butter it here real quick, just to show you. And then on the top, you just scrunch it. Right?
Okay, so that's what you did. Okay.
And then see, you place it
oh my gosh,
on the top to give it that pretty
you're a master of, oh my gosh, I
That
love
just came out of
this.
the oven. And then this has raspberry inside. So, you know, I'm into
Yes.
garnishing because I do food photography. So this has raspberry. So always garnish what the flavor is. The one I did for Thanksgiving is fig jam with pecans.
I love
so I'm going to garnish it with fresh figs.
Okay.
On Thanksgiving.
Alyssa, would you, quick question, because like we have audience from all over the world, and as you know, in Canada, we actually celebrated Thanksgiving a month ago. It's crazy how we celebrated early, but we have everyone here from all over different countries. But what I made this year for Thanksgiving, your recipe, the fresh cranberry orange relish.
And you made that ahead, I hope, Isabella? You can make that ahead.
I did.
A few days ahead.
It was only like a couple days ahead, but it was so delicious. I never made it with like orange and orange zest. It brought my cranberries to another level.
Oh,
and I just love, like, it was such a hit. And my question is, could I make that with the brie?
Sure can. Yeah. You could put it right in the middle. Yeah. Right. Okay. And actually, one of my pies in the Thanksgiving section menu in my book.
Yes.
I have a cranberry top over a cheesecake with a graham cracker pie. It's delicious. And it's that same cranberry mixture. It goes on.
Oh, wow.
Because I do say see page for that. So you could use that cranberry mixture for so many things. And inside here would be delicious.
Right? Yeah. And I love, like, I always love, even like for Christmas, decorating the table just with like cranberry, like the little bit of redness, right? Cranberries or in
and you
punch.
Can garnish this if you have the cranberry. You could do sugar cranberries. You know, you could do the pretty mint leaves. Like here it's raspberries. I put the raspberries next to it, and then I have a few mint leaves left in my garden. It's getting cold. I mean, just doing that,
Beautiful.
it goes from a boring recipe to a fantastic recipe, and people are going to want to eat it. People eat with their eyes. You know, they see something beautiful. And look, this took me not 20 minutes to make, not even 15 minutes.
But you're a magician. Like you make everything look so beautiful.
But it's not hard. It's really
I know. And that's what I love, right? Like we run our business. We have 3 kids. I don't have time for hours and hours of spending in the kitchen. So I love all your hacks and your tips, and you make everything so gourmet.
Oh, thank you. That's my mantra, is to keep thinking simple and make people go wow, you know. And whether it's for a family meal or if your holiday is small or big, it doesn't really matter. You know, it's the same amount of thought and process and prep. It really is. So really, my biggest thing is start with your menu. Start with your menu, because that gets you going, and that makes your lists, what you need to do ahead of time. Another thing that I do is I label everything. I'm a real, here are my notes for today. I'm a real sticky note.
Yes.
Sticky notes. So I have all my, all my platters all washed and ready to go, and everyone has a sticky note. So, because you get a little flustered during the day. So, I know that's for this. You don't have to go run and get the platter out of the cabinet. And I also put the serving spoon, the bowl, everything.
It's all
ready,
about prep.
Ready to go. And when you look at your menu, you know you're not missing anything. Because once in a while I forgot on the menu. Oh, I forgot the fruit salad. The next day I find, I forgot to put the fruit salad out because I didn't have it on the menu.
Yes.
And so it's really a beautiful guide. It's a memoir. It's just a great thing. It doesn't take long. Have one of your kids, it could dictate it to them. My kids, I just say what it is, and they type it up for me.
I love that idea. No, thank you.
It's great, because that really saves eventually so much time.
So much time. And you know what? Stress, because I know we were entertaining this year for Canadian Thanksgiving. And literally half an hour before, I think I forgot we were missing baguettes and something else. And poor Dave, I'm like, honey, we got 20 minutes. Can you go get it? And right. But it just adds to this rush versus.
Right. Because, if you love to cook or want to learn how to cook, I have so many friends that that I've turned them into cooks, and this is the week they all call me, our Thanksgiving. Oh, Alyssa did, and I'm just so proud of them because they've really gone that extra step, and that's what they do. Alyssa, I already did this. It's all ready to go. And how far ahead can I make this? And I've got friends who were so afraid to make pie crusts, and now they make them. You know,
Oh
it's
my
really
God.
not that hard.
Yeah.
You know, and it makes your pies at a different level. Yes, you could do all my pies with you know, store-bought pie crust. They work great. But when you make the homemade pie crust, it's like, wow, you know, this
It
tastes
is a
like
wow.
butter. It's all about
Yeah.
the butter, you know.
It is a wow.
Yeah.
And
And
Alyssa, we have a couple
oh,
questions. Yeah. So I know we got questions.
oh,
Yay. Okay. So here's the first question
yeah.
from Marissa. Thanksgiving hosting question. How much ahead of time should I start my Thanksgiving prep for 20 people and not stress?
Not stress. Well, I think what I was just saying before is like, look at your list, you know, make the menu, make your list, grocery lists, and always with your grocery list separate it. Which groceries you can make ahead of time, what groceries you can buy ahead of time, I should say, and your produce list. You know, buy your soda, your wine, your whatever you're going to be making that is stable. That will take a lot of stress out of it. And then look at your list and your recipes and see what you can make ahead. You know, especially when it comes to, like I said, my stock. I made that a couple of weeks ago. And choose recipes that, again, are that, you know, you might want to give it a try first. I would not do a recipe for the first time that you never tried on holiday. I would definitely do a test with that with your family and make sure they like it, because then you have a first run and you're good. You know, it's no delay, or oh my gosh, you know, the cooking time was off or the baking time was off. And also, you know, get all your decorations ready, get your tablecloths, you know, ironed and whatever. And yeah, as I wish I could turn the camera on, I could show you my table. So it's all set, and that could be done definitely 10 days, you know, a couple weeks ahead of time. You really can. You know, I do, especially I had to work all last week, and it was, you know, I didn't have much time. So so that's what I did. I just plan ahead. But yes, but if you have any questions, and you always DM me if you think if you can't do something ahead of time, if it's perishable or whatever. Because for Thanksgiving, it's a lot of vegetables, it's a lot of casseroles. You could definitely start them tomorrow. Like, you know, peel your potatoes, get them ready and mashed, put them in the casserole, put a little butter on it, cover it, put it in the refrigerator cold, not warm. Those will last a day or day and a half for sure.
Amazing tips. And we have another question. That's from Kalafif. Sorry if I butchered the name, but can you reheat the brie dish?
You know what? I never did that. That's a good question. You can probably not, because when you first bake it, it gets a little soft. So I can show you. Where's my knife here? Oh, here we go. It's been sitting here for a little while. You might be able to reheat it just gently in the oven, maybe for like a minute or two. I wouldn't go that far, but let me show you how nice it cut. You see it cut really nice, you know. So I think if it cools down, you'd probably be able to reheat it, like if guests come a little bit later. But it is delicious at room temperature. You know, delicious. Yeah. So I can show you close how nice it cut.
Yeah. And you know what? I think it looks so good. I mean, I don't think there would be any leftovers left.
It's one of my most requested recipes.
Not in my house.
But you can see, I made this today, and I'm serving it Thursday. So it's fine. You just keep it in your refrigerator, put it in the fridge so it gets a little hard, because these get a little flaky. And then you cover it with plastic wrap, and that's it. Okay. And then you take it out and put it right in the oven.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you just add some nice new fresh garnish.
Yes. And then you bake it and you put it on your platter, and then you add the garnish. Right. Exactly. Okay. And as you see here, guys, a good tip that I do all the time is to save cleanup is I line, you know, all my pans with aluminum foil, and then put a piece of parchment so it doesn't stick. So as you see here, I had my nuts, and I have my sheet, right, all covered with my parchment paper. What do? I roll it up and throw it away. It's great. And then you have less cleanup. I am big on cleanup.
Yes. I know. Dave sometimes forgets to put that in. I beg him to please, because then the cleanup is, it's challenging.
Yes.
But I definitely love to use my either parchment paper or aluminum foil. Just less cleanup. Why make life harder, right?
Right. And when you start cooking, another rule of thumb, if you have some trays around, put all your ingredients on your tray. That's called mise en place. In French, that means putting things in place. So what I learned in culinary school, even when I grew up, my grandmother and my mother were very, very organized in the kitchen. Everything out first, so you don't forget anything, you don't make a mistake, and you cook faster and you cook more efficiently because you have everything in front of you. And I also do this in the test kitchen work I do. We always were taught that. Have everything laid out, and then you're ready to go. And you work much, much faster in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's a great
line
tip.
It up in trays or in sheet stands like this, and have your little note. This is this recipe. Like, this is the brie. This is the nuts. This is the, whatever you're doing that day. Because after I get off with you guys, I'm going to start to cut my bread, because it should be a little stale for the stuffing, and I'm going to put that on in Ziploc bags, to keep it all for ready to make my stuffing on Wednesday. So all that laborious things, get that done as soon as you can, and that will last.
Exactly. So that you can focus on actually enjoying, right, the holidays, and not worrying and stressing around all the prep, because you're doing it so much ahead. And the last question here, Alyssa, is, do you need to go to gourmet store for the ingredients?
Not in anything in my book. No,
Amazing.
I don't think so. Maybe you get fig jam now at different at the grocery store. I don't think there's anything actually unusual in my book. And another wonderful point,
simple
for you guys, is that I did a certain way of the book. I have everything in brackets, if you could see, and I have the ingredients on the left and the method on the right, so you can't make a mistake. So in that bracket, I need this and this and this and this,
Yeah. I love it. You organize it so well. You can't miss any. Like, sometimes recipes are like, they look beautiful, but they're so long and complicated. And then you realize, oh my goodness.
Like, okay, I need a half a cup of sugar here, but I need another half a cup of sugar where else? So you know exactly where that goes, and you won't make a mistake. And you know where I learned that from? My Nana, when she wrote up her recipes, my grandmother, on a recipe card, she had brackets.
What?
And she would say, okay, and then you blend. Then you blend. Wow. And she's so funny. And I finally figured out her almond crescent cookies, because when she was still alive, I said, Nana, how come I can't get my cookies like your cookies? So she pulls out all the ingredients, and she used an espresso cup as her cup measure.
Oh, wow.
So, and I'm using a regular cup measure, so that she had her favorite little measuring cup.
Yes.
Which wasn't the correct cup size, So little things like that.
But you figured it out.
You figured it out. But isn't that interesting? That's just the way, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But a little espresso cup was her favorite baking cup. That's why I couldn't get her recipes right. Finally, I'm getting them right.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. Right? All those tricks and tips that are amazing grandmas. Yeah, I have my few favorite from my grandma. Yeah, but
and they have that beautiful handwriting, right? And they wrote in a bracket. So I said, wow, let me see if I could do my cookbook that way. And that also gave us a little more editing challenges.
I know
that, but
no one does it like you. Like, it's so, like, literally, guys, if you when, not if, when you get this book, you'll realize everything is so well organized.
Yes. Yes.
As a busy entrepreneur, I just love this. It's just like, keep me organized, keep me focused.
A couple recipes might look a little long. It's like when I want a lot of detail. So like for my Sunday gravy, my meatballs, I have these great eggplant meatballs too that are to die for, and they're vegetarian. So they're wonderful to do for the holidays as well. You can make them small, you can make them big. When I do cooking classes now and then, that's my students' favorite, is learning how to do the eggplant meatballs. And so there are a lot of fun appetizers. I have a artichoke dip, which I know a lot of people make, but mine is warmed, and it also has a semolina gremolata top, which is just delicious. And that always is clean at every party. There's nothing left on that one. And And there's a lot of nice fun appetizers in the New Year's section too. On New Year's Eve,
Yes.
there's fun, like there's a bruschetta with hot honey, with raspberry, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of little things you could do that night of, which is really, they're not difficult at all. And
if you were to say, okay, so like for Christmas and let's say for New Year's, or actually no, let's bring Thanksgiving. So looking at Thanksgiving, because in US you guys are celebrating this week. So for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, for each one, what would be like that go-to, whether it's appetizer or a must-have from your cooking?
Let's see. From Christmas Eve and New Year's. Well, let me see. I did have a few things. Let me see. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of things. Well, for Christmas Eve, we do a nice fish night and a pasta night. But the clams de oregano, which are half, clams that are in a half shell,
Yes,
and they're made with lots of garlic and wine and
I love.
they're delicious. They're, when we do go to my husband's cousins, sometimes we all bring something and they're wiped clean. I have to do triple the recipe. So that's a nice thing that you can bring, make ahead.
Yes.
You could freeze them, which I do, because one Christmas I had surgery on my thumb. So I did it all before I had my surgery. And I froze them, and you bring them over frozen and you bake them frozen and just drizzle it with a little olive oil, and they're delicious,
I'm like drooling
yeah,
right
so
now.
if you're a clam lover, you'll love that.
I love
and
seafood.
And also, being Italian, we do our stuffed artichokes. I have a great stuffed artichoke recipe in the Christmas menu, and those can be done ahead of time too, a day ahead of time. You can make the stuffing one day and then fill them and bake them the next day. Let's see, I have a lot of antipasta ideas. I have a skewer that all you do is add a little mozzarella mini ball, pepperoni and tomato and basil, and you could add the little skewer to any platter. Just brings beautiful height and notes, because I also am into food that has height, food that has different textures, and then drizzle it with a little balsamic glaze. Delicious. Also, for Christmas, I do a big antipasta selection, whether it's vegetarian. I have I do this eggplant caponata, which you could do ahead of time. You roast the eggplant and then you add all the seasoning. It's almost like a dip.
Yes,
it's delicious. I do this festive polenta appetizer, which you make, the cornmeal, and you bake it, cut it in triangles, and you top that with like an olive tapenade. That's delicious.
Oh,
and
that sounds delicious.
Yes. And I also do a beef tenderloin, and I do it as a entree and as an appetizer, because it came up like the next day. We would slice the tenderloin and put the horseradish cream and deglazed balsamic vinegar red onions as an appetizer.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's, you could just,
what AirZoom here says, why did I watch you when I'm hungry? You're making me crazy.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh my gosh,
so sweet. And someone else said, oh yeah, our nanas are the best. We learned so much from our nanas.
Yeah, she inspired me. I mean, I think my first original like food memory that I really remember had to be 3 or 4 years old, and we make these. It's actually in the Italian section of my Christmas section. It's called struffoli, and they're honey balls that are, it's dough that's fried in little balls. And I remember being probably like, I don't know, counter height, and I just remember that vision of my grandmother rolling the struffoli, and she let me. And then what you do is you fry them, and then you boil honey to a softball stage, and then you coat the balls with the honey and make little wreaths, and then you put nonpareil sprinkles on top. And I was allowed to put the sprinkles on top when I was little, and I think that was my moment. I think that was when after that, they couldn't get me out of the kitchen. And then when I was in high school, I took over the holidays. My mom was my helper, so I just really just got obsessed, with food. And I think a lot of that is because I was exposed to that. So that's why I encourage everybody too, in my classes and all that, get your kids involved, get your friends involved, because that's how they learn, hands-on.
Yeah.
and it's my girls both love to cook, and I think it's a
Yeah.
good thing, you know, if
Yeah.
it just continues. So now they kind of take over a little bit now too, which is kind
Yeah.
of nice.
But you know what? It's so beautiful when you actually are living your purpose and you're living your passion, and right, you inspire others, you're making money at it, you're happy, right? Like
Yeah.
you're in your
I feel
element.
like I don't have a job. I feel like
Yeah.
especially with my food photography,
Yeah.
I love seeing what I do on the grocery shelves. It's just the other day I'll be posting and I walk down the aisle and there was something I did 6 months ago, because we always do everything so ahead of time, and it's still a thrill after all these years of doing what I do. It's still a thrill, and I just really love what I
Yeah.
do, and both passions have kind
I'm
of collided together.
so proud of you, and I'm
Oh,
so happy.
so
Like
nice for
I'm
you.
so happy to
Aw.
see you, you know,
Yeah.
just flourishing
Oh,
and
thank you
stepping into
so
your
much.
superpowers,
And
sharing it
don't
with
worry
everyone else.
how old you are, you know,
That's it.
I'm not young. And
No.
it's, keep going,
Yeah,
because I still feel like I'm 16 in my heart. So
I know. Well,
just,
you look
oh,
16. You know, when especially like when I told you, when I saw all these beautiful ribbons in your hair.
oh yeah, my mother's scarves.
Yeah. And you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't know. I just thought,
Oh,
you know, I did it for fun. And no, you just,
yeah.
you have
Just
this.
because my mom had all these different scarves,
Yeah.
and she was always matched,
Yeah.
her outfits with scarves. So I started to wear them when I was starting getting used to being on Instagram.
Yeah.
It takes a while, but it's time for me to share, and let everybody know that if you I am on Amazon.
Yes,
The
perfect.
cookbooks are both on
Again, these
Amazon.
both of the books,
Yeah,
right?
and if they want, please join my mailing list on Instagram. You just press the bio link, and in there, you'll get a free sample of my cookbook recipes to join my email list. And I do a newsletter once a month, giving you
Amazing.
updates and things like that. And also, partial proceeds of the cookbook go to World Central Kitchen, which is Jose Andres' thing that he does with all the food disasters with
Yeah.
bringing people food all around the world. So
Yeah.
I do partial donation to him with my cookbooks. So
Thank you.
people,
See, it's always right. It's like that beautiful karma, and
oh,
when we pay it forward, beautiful things happen to us.
yes.
The universe always has our back, and
Oh,
you know, when we wake up and we make impact and impact people and the planet for the good, honestly, there is like you become a magnet.
yeah.
You're magnetizing and you're attracting beautiful souls. It's like how we found each other, right?
I'm telling right, when we talked to each other a few years
Yeah.
ago, and I was like,
That's it. It was a click.
I was like, oh yeah, it really was. It was
Yeah.
wonderful. So really, do you inspire many people? So contact this lady. She's amazing. She's
Thank you,
amazing.
Alyssa. Thank you so much. And yeah, you know, I just this idea jumped in my head. We still will need to talk about it, but it's like as we're thinking about the holidays, like Christmas, I'm like, maybe one of these days we decide to do a live and we're cooking in the kitchen, making
Yes,
things. You
yes,
know what I mean? That
yes.
would be fun.
It would be fun. Yes, everyone keeps asking me too, and if anybody has any requests, please
Yes.
see me too of what you really like to learn. What's your challenge? What you've always wanted to try. I will definitely give you a step through it. I'm a big pizza lover. I make my own pizza dough every Friday night for my children. It's a tradition, and it's not hard.
Yeah.
It's not hard
No.
at all. It's really,
No.
really super simple.
But you make it so simple and beautiful, and you are such a, you know, a beautiful soul, and you're so talented and you're so sweet. I'm really happy to have you in my life.
Thank you for encouraging me to do this.
You're
And,
welcome.
yeah, we'll definitely do a cooking class, definitely, because if anybody, I said, if anybody wants to request anything they want to see from the book or something they want to learn, please DM me, email me. All my information's in my bio. So
amazing.
Happy to.
Amazing.
And if you have any questions for United States Thanksgiving, let me know. My hotline usually is off the hook. The next couple of days, people are like, Alyssa, oh my God, I forgot to defrost the turkey. What do I do? Things like that. It's so funny.
Yeah.
So,
no, you're
don't panic.
amazing.
Don't panic. You'll be okay.
Yeah. So again, Thank you so much.
Thank
We had so
you.
many people joined us. Thank you, Alyssa, so much for doing your first
Thank you.
ever
Thank you. I did it.
live with me and sharing your talents and your journey and inspiring others to, you know, to
Thank
step
you.
into the kitchen
Thank
and try something
Thank you
new.
so much.
So
It
thank
was
you.
a labor of love, and I'm so happy to share it with all of
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome.
So blessed. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
everyone,
thank you.
and
So
get Alyssa's cookbooks.
and happy Thanksgiving to
Happy
everybody. Sending love,
Thanksgiving.
blessings, and magical memories. Please make them
Yes.
around your table. Okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
All
Keep
the
your
best.
table
Happy
talking.
holidays.
Right.
Mwah.
Love you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.